faster than the normal Olympic swimmers. We'll have a look now at the men's 100 meters surface competition. We'll get a shot in a moment from the underwater camera, which will show you exactly what's going on with these guys. 2 lengths of the pool here at breakneck speed. They turn at the top of the pool, flip the fin over, which clatters against the end of the pool, and now you see the dolphin technique employed by the fin swimmers. 2 lengths of the pool, rhythm for breathing, very important. It's the Russian Alex Nechitailo who's opened up a gold medal winning margin. He takes the gold, his teammate Sergei Akopov the silver, and it's Li Yong of China who comes through to take the bronze. So a good start for the Russians in this fin swimming competition. That's what it's all about. Kind of a mermaid type affair. And very exciting it is indeed. Again, perfect weather for the start of the fin swimming competition. Confirmation of those results: Nechitailo wins the gold, Akopov the silver, and Li Yong of China the bronze. Now the first women's race is the 200 meters surface competition, so 4 lengths of the pool, and the pace expected to come from the very powerful Chinese. Wu and Wang go in lane 4 and 5 respectively, and there's Xiaowei Wu just making the final adjustments to her mask. Yan Wang, her teammate, will go in lane 5. Best of the Russians expected to be Natalia Motzichenko. Mouthpiece in, fin on, and away they go for this women's final of the 200 meters surface competition. Superb shot from the underwater camera. They slice their way through the water. Approaching the end of the first 50 meters now, and it seems to be over in no time. They'll turn, kick off, 3 more lengths to go. Now we pick up the competition with the last 40 meters, and it's Wu of China who's opened up a lead over her teammate Wang. Wu and Wang it'll be for gold and silver, and the Russians, 2 Russians fighting it out for bronze, but it looks as if Natalia Motzichenko has come through. No doubt about the winner, 1:38.28 for Wu. Wang touching second. Good start for the Chinese in the women's fin swimming competition that they are expected to dominate. Magnificent sight. The timing of the breathing, very difficult, very important. Takes years of practice. Gold for Wu. Good start for her fin swimming at the World Games. Get a confirmation of those medal placings. 2 Russians going in 3rd and 4th. Motzichenko eventually coming through for the medal. And now the lineup for the 400 meters surface race for the men. 8 lengths of the pool. Another glorious day at the World Games. Weather so far hasn't failed us. There's Alex Nechitailo, the winner of the 100 meters. Norbert Savanya of Hungary. This is specialist distance, 400 meters, as they're called to their marks. And away they go for this 400 meters surface final for the men. Crucial to get a good start, but remember it's 8 lengths of the pool, so important for the swimmers to pace themselves as well. Unbelievable speed they generate with these massive fins. Norbert Savanya it is, of Hungary leading the way. The snorkel bobbing and rising above the water. The last turn now for Savanya, who's just edged ahead of Hu of China. Hailong Hu in 2nd. Dokuchev is in 3rd for Russia, but Norbert Savanya has paced himself perfectly, and he's got plenty left in the tank to open up. 4 strokes to just be sure at the end, And the Hungarians take their first gold of the live serving tournament through Norbert Savagna. 3:13.35, his winning time. Savagna of Hungary, the gold medalist, with Hu of China taking the silver, and Dokuchev of Russia taking the bronze. Now there's August, the mascot of the World Games. Confirmation of those results and times. Eastern Europeans on this occasion getting the better of the Chinese. Now the start list for the women's 100 meters immersion. Again, the Chinese, the specialists in this discipline, pretty much unbeatable at the last World Championships, and they've so far led the way in these 97 World Games. Now this is an interesting competition. They carry a small scuba bottle, and over 2 lengths they'll remain completely underwater. From the surface as well. The only time they rise is just to turn, but the breathing all done through this scuba bottle and the mouthpiece. And it's the Chinese, unsurprisingly, Xiaoshen Li, who leads the way. And Li comes through to touch, but she touched with her bottle, and the rules state that the hand must do the touching and not the bottle, for safety reasons more than anything else. And it's, in fact, it's Xu of China coming through there, but she did touch with a bottle, and that means that she'll get disqualified, and the win will go to her teammate Xiaoshen Li. Xu looking a little confused about all that, but she's well aware of the rules, and there's no doubt about that. The bottle touched the wall first, so as at the bottom of the pile, Xu is disqualified. Li takes the gold, Chirikova takes the silver, and Kokorikova of the Czech Republic takes the bronze. Well, a moment or two of controversy, but the rules being firmly and fairly applied on that occasion as we look at the lineup for the first race in the evening session. It's the women's 50-meter surface competition. Just 1 length, dash and a splash. There's Kokorikova, bronze medalist earlier in the morning in the immersion competition, and the sun has now dipped behind the ski jumping hill, so the evening session being raced in the shade. 1 length of the pool only for these 9 women. Rise, and then it's just a sprint as fast as they can possibly go, and it's pretty quick. And at the top of the screen, it's the Chinese swimmer Xiaoshen Li, who's opened up a gap over Svetlana Gansha of Russia, with Xiao Hui Wu in 3rd place, and it's Li touches first, 19:58. So quick. Gansha in 2nd for Russia, and it was a Russian sandwich really, with Chinese taking gold and bronze, with Wu taking 3rd position. Remarkably quick length of the Olympic distance pool here at Lahti. Confirmation of those results in the women's surface 50 meters competition. And now the men's competition over 1 length with the bottle, and there's the lineup. Ari Palver of Finland. Best hope for any host nation success here. There's Qirong Lu of China, has the world's best time at this distance this year. Li Yong of China, also highly successful over this distance in this discipline. And Sami Sori of Finland, also hoping to do well in his home country. 1 length of the pool underwater. Scarcely a ripple on the surface, and it's very difficult to tell who's going to take this one from this angle. And so quick, it's all over so quickly, and it's Liu of China, Qirong Lu, who comes up to take the gold medal. 15.58 seconds. It's the best time for him this year, and the Chinese flag flying proudly. Li Yong of China taking the silver, with Nechitailo of Russia just coming through to take the bronze. And there it is in Technicolor. Sami Sori, the best of the Finns, eventually in 6th position. teams make their way out to the pool again for the women's 4x200 meters relay. So 4 lengths of the pool for each of the swimmers, 8 nations taking part. And once again, we'll look towards the Chinese in lane 4 and the Russians in lane 5 to dictate this one. That's the lineup for China: Wang, Xu, Li and Wu. And the Russians also with a very strong lineup: Koroleva, Chirikova, Gansha and Mutsichenko. So 4x200 meters. Evening hazy sunshine, creating an eerie atmosphere around the pool here. And at the end of three of the 4 lengths of the first swimmer, there's a handsome lead already been built up by the Chinese, by Wang, who hands over to Xu. The Chinese will hand over first, ahead of the Russians, who hand over now. Koroleva goes to Chilikova. The Hungarians in third, but trailing by a long way. Now the second exchange. Xu hands over to Li. 3:24.28, the split time for the Chinese. Some curious spectators watching on. And now into the last few meters of this women's 4x200. It's Wu of China swimming the anchor leg for them. Mutsichenko of Russia trying to close her down, but it's a thankless task. So much depth within their squad for the Chinese, and they'll come home for yet another gold medal. Here we go, touching now, the Russians touching in second, and it's a long, long wait for the third place team. That caption is wrong. It is the Chinese who win this one. Wang, Xu, Li and Wu taking gold, and the Russians having to settle for the silver. The Hungarians taking the bronze through Borso, Rebets, Bomish and Varga. And a check on the final scores. The French team bringing up the rear. 4x100 meter relay now for the men. 4 and 5, the lanes to look out for: Nechitalo, Dokuchaev, Maximov and Akapov, the Russian quartet. Two lengths of the pool for each of the 4 swimmers. Now approaching the first changeover, and the Russians have a lead over China. Nechitalo hands over to Dokuchaev, who's really had all the hard work done for him. All he has to do is swim within a few seconds of his normal training times to stave off the threat from the Chinese, who have Hu in the water now. Next changeover coming up. Kuchev hands over to Maximov, who's poised on the pool side. In goes Maximov, in goes Xiao for China. Italy in third at the moment. Mangarini just handed over to Lavada. Third and final changeover. Maximov will hand over to Akapov. Xiao of China hands over to Li, and it's Akapov all the way for Russia. Akapov extending his lead gradually. Just 50 meters left for the Chinese to get anything out of this one above a silver medal, as the Russians have led from start to finish, and Akapov is not relenting at all. He touches right now to give Russia the gold. 2:34.66 the time. China touching in second to take the silver, and eventually Italy coming through to take the bronze, ahead of Hungary, Germany, Sweden, Finland and France. So an excellent day at the life-saving. We'll take a break. There's more coming. Welcome back to the swimming pool at Lahti for the final visit to the Finswimming competition at the 1997 World Games. A little bit of cloud has come over. Prior to this day, the weather has been absolutely perfect. Not quite so good today. There's the lineup for the women's 100 meters surface competition. Again, no surprises for guessing where the action is going to come from the Chinese, who now make their preparations. That's Wu, who'll go in lane 4. already a medalist 3 times over in these World Games. And Lee, her teammate, has achieved equivalent status. They line up for 2 lengths of the pool with mask, snorkel and the giant fin. Some kicks underwater, and then they rise and time their breathing, bobbing up and down with the snorkel. One length seemingly over in a matter of seconds. It's just 18 or 19 seconds in fact before they get to the top end and turn. And it's Xiao Wu who leads the way from Xiaoshen Li. Svetlana Gansha, the best of the Europeans from Russia, she's in 3rd position. Chinese are getting this one all their own way. Wu leads Li by a couple of meters. And another gold medal about to go the way of Wu. She touches now. Silver medal goes to Li. Gansha of Russia touches in 3rd. And a great time, 43.47. Superb timing and rhythm from Wu. Touching with one hand only, that's the rule. And she's scarcely broken sweat. Wu, the gold. Lee, the silver. Gansha, the bronze, ahead of Kokorikova of the Czech Republic. And the next competition is the men's 200 meters surface competition. Again, the Russians, Chinese and the Italians. Luca Tonelli, look out for him in lane 3. Very strong over this middle distance, 4 lengths of the pool. The man he's got to beat is Alex Nechitailo, already a gold medalist in this competition. That's Sergei Akapov, also of Russia. 4 lengths of the pool. Now they rise to begin the dolphin, the mermaid technique. Just edging ahead is Nechitailo. It's between the 2 Russians at this stage. The last few meters of length 2 there. Now they come back and we pick them up at the end of lane 3 as they turn for the final time. Nechitailo leads Akapov. Akapov trying to come back at his teammate, but Nechitailo establishing himself as a real authority in this spin swimming competition for Russia. 1:26.62, his gold medal winning time. Akapov touches for silver, and Luca Tonelli doing well for the Italians to get the bronze. Nechitailo just slicing his way through the water. A one-hand touch and confirmation of his gold medal. Akapov silver and Tonelli's bronze. Women's 400 meters surface, 8 lengths of this pool. There's Wu, yet again, will be in contention in this one. And Wu and Wang expected to set the pace. But look out too for the Hungarian Bosso and the Russian Koroleva. Lengths of the pool and a slow start from lane number 7 closest to us. Chinese always with excellent starts. And look at the gap that Yan Wang it is who leads the way, the gap that she's opened up over the rest of the field. And Wang is steaming ahead. 1:40.32, the split time there, and there's no one within sight of her. Yan Wang of China having the pool all to herself. She's practically on a different length to the rest of the competitors in this 400 meters competition. And now as she turns for the final time, there is no doubt at all about who's going to win this one. Yan Wang of China, with no one within sight of her. The underwater camera picks up a lone swimmer as she eases her way through to a gold medal for China. Yan Wang about to touch for gold right now. 3:29.2, an epic time from Yan Wang, and she's got time to read a book practically before the silver medalist arrives. Beata Botso of Hungary touches, and then Oksana Koroleva of Russia. But look at the time difference between first and second. She might well give the men a run for their money with that sort of time. We'll get a look at the next men's race now, which is the final of the 100 meters immersion competition. There's Ari Palva of Finland. Finns still looking for their first gold in this Finswimming tournament. Li Yong of China, another one highly fancied. And again, it's the scuba bottle that provides the breathing apparatus for the swimmers. 2 lengths of the pool, entirely underwater. Chinese flag waving, and waving to some effect because it's Li Yong who turns first, ahead of Kirong Liu. Sergei Dokuchev in third, and these three fairly close now as they sprint for the final few meters. Kirong Liu diving really deep there, but it's Li Yong who'll just, I think, touch third, only just though. Li Yong ahead of Kirong Liu, 35.09 the winning time. Dokuchev taking the bronze for Russia. It was easy enough for Li Yong, but he was pushed all the way. Now, did he move the bottle out of the way? He did indeed. The hand did the finishing off. Confirmation of those. Maximov just missing out this time, and not a bad performance from the Finnish Finn swimmer. If you'll excuse the pun, in 5th position. The clouds continue to roll in. And there's the lineup for the men's 50-meter surface competition. A dash and a splash, Akapov and Nechitailo hoping to feature. Sami Sori unlikely to. Just 1 length of this Olympic-sized pool. It'll all be over in a matter of seconds as they pump with the fin as fast as they possibly can. It's very close at the front of the field. It's Li Yong who leads the way. Li Yong touches now just ahead of Nechitailo of Russia. These two great rivals, 17.02. But Li Yong has been questioned by the judges, and in fact he touched the timing board illegally. Touch with both hands. It's supposed to be one hand only, and he is disqualified. Nechitailo, as a result of Li Yong's mistake, gets another gold. Mangarini takes the silver, and the bronze goes to Sergei Akapov. Now the lineup for the women's 50-meter underwater. Once again, Xiaoshen Li and Xia Xu featuring in this one. 1 length of the pool, no snorkel, a deep breath, and then a burst over 50 meters. Xiaoshen Li in lane 4 has an advantage of a meter or so. No one's going to stop her. She touches now. 17.6. What a time for Xiaoshen Li. She really could get in amongst the men and show them a thing or two. Xia Xu, her teammate, finishes in second, and it's Yulia Chirikova of Russia who just gets the decision, finishing third. Korikova just beaten out of the medals this time into fourth for the Czech Republic. And the men make their way out, the teams of 4 for the 4x200 meters relay for men, and a few tongues out as well. There's the lineup, 8 nations taking part, and look for lane 4 and lane 5. Russia featuring Akupov, Dokuchev, Maximov and Nechitailo. China with Hu, Liu, Xiao and Li. There's the Finnish squad. So 4x200 meters. Fin, mask and snorkel. 4 lengths of the pool for each of the team members. And it's Russia who have established an early lead. Akapov swimming the opening leg for the Russians. He'll hand over to Dokuchev. First changeover coming up right now. Dokuchev gets underway for Russia. 1:29.22 after 200 meters. Dokuchev out on his own. No one troubling him at this stage. He'll turn for the final time at the the end of 150 meters, and then hand over to Maximov. Hungarians in second position at the moment, Italy in third, and the Chinese struggling a little bit in this one, down out of the medals. Well, the gold medal seemingly going the way of Russia. Maximov has swum an excellent leg and opened up an even greater gap over the Hungarians, who are in second. Maximov makes the final exchange to Nechailo. Nechailo looking for his fourth gold medal at these Finswimming Championships. He swims the last leg. In fact, he's eased off slightly. Not surprising, he's been competing in nearly all the events, and he's been feeling the strain a little bit, and the Hungarians have closed him right down. Nechailo has seen the danger and accelerates over the final few meters of this 4x200 meter relay, and the gold is in the bag for the Russians. He touches now yet another gold. Russia 6:06.16, a few strokes from Hungary just to be sure of taking the silver, and it was the Italians eventually who edged out the Germans for the bronze. China down in fifth. That's a bit of a surprise, with Finland in sixth. And the lineup for the last event of the Finswimming, the women's 4x100 meters relay. It'll be again a battle between China and Russia. 2 lengths of the pool for each of the 4 competitors. And away they go. It's Wu swimming the first leg for China, and Chukova swimming the first leg for Russia. Wu it is who set the pace. She'll turn first. Chukova just a little way behind her, about 3 meters separating them. But now Wu has extended that lead slightly as she hands over to Xu. Xu gets off now, changing in second the Russians. Mutsichenko swimming the second leg for the Russians. Well, it's all getting a bit predictable in this women's Finswimming competition. In the women's, it's been totally dominated by the Chinese. In the men's, the Russians have been the major power. Xu hands over to Wang in second place. Mutsichenko hands over to Koroleva as Koroleva tries to come back at Wang. Wang is too experienced and simply too fast to allow the Russian to come past her. The final changeover in this last Finswimming race. And it's Li who'll swim the anchor leg for China. Gansha will swim the anchor leg for Russia. And the gap is considerable now. There's no danger. The Chinese will continue their near complete domination of this women's Finswimming competition with another gold medal in the women's 4x100 meters relay. Li it is who'll finish things off for the People's Republic of China, with Gansha coming home to finish things off for Russia. She'll take a silver. It looks like the Hungarians will hold off Poland for the bronze. 2:58.65, the winning time for China. What a Finswimming competition it's been for them. China, Russia, Hungary, the 1, 2, 3. That's all from the swimming pool at the 97 World Games. Thank you for your company. Goodbye for now.